So tell us, how did you find Neurographica?
Okay, so my name is Anna Denning. I'm Neurographic instructor. I'm director of English instructor training course. Please join us. I'm also specialist trainer, Neurographic aesthetic coach. And if you met me a few years ago, I was just doing a bit of translation work. My background is actually business. I worked in financial and management consulting. Then I worked in engineering consultancy. And so it's quite a career change. I did go to art school a while ago, but my life moved me into the business world. And I have a wonderful sister, and she's got Master of Psychology. And actually, I've got my mom is psychiatrist, psychotherapist as well. So I kind of lived and breathed psychology. And so I was following my sister on Instagram, and all of a sudden I saw these beautiful drawings, and they just had so much energy, so much beauty in it. So I got quite interested, and I asked you. I said, Anastasia, what is this? And she told me it's Neurographica. So it piqued my interest, and I enrolled first into the basics course. Then I went into did a specialist, then all the algorithms, all the different modules. Then I went into the aesthetic coaching, and I've decided that's it. I want to become a neurographic instructor. And it literally changed my life on so many levels. How my life progressed is just unrecognizable. And I'm so thankful to the method. I'm so thankful to the creator of the method, Pavel Piskaryov. And to the whole Neurographica community. So that's a story about me, Anna.
Right, to keep the story short, but I do know that you have something for us prepared to work on.
Yes.
Algorithm, and I know that it's going to take a little bit longer. I hope that everyone who's joined us today have paper, markers, and let's just give you the floor. Let's dive into the NeuroTree of self-development.
Self-development, exactly. I picked NeuroTree because it is such a popular model. A lot of people who start getting interested in Neurographica, the first thing the drawing they see is the NeuroTree. In fact, you can see NeuroTree behind me. And this is my very first NeuroTree that kind of tended to grow and grow. Things grow in Neurographica. So if you kind of step on the path of becoming sort of the basic use of Neurographica, you just can't stop. You want to learn more and more because you literally can see changes in your life. Things start happening, things that you've never literally kind of, you had in your wildest dreams. All of a sudden, things just come together and start happening. It's such an amazing method. So I've picked the NeuroTree because A, it is beautiful, B, it is quite easy to draw, and C, the topic of self-development is a great topic because you're kind of looking inside yourself and focusing on ways how to better yourself. And it increases your self-esteem, fulfills your aspiration. And today, this is what I would like to draw about, because all of us have so much potential inside us, and we don't even realize that we haven't even fulfilled part of the potential that's inside. So
wow.
That's why I want to draw.
Without further delay, let's switch cameras. I'm going to be working with you. I'll be the voice behind the screen of your beautiful art. I'm sure that will be a very meaningful session. I will meet you in the end when you finish your drawing. We will plan for about an hour, 10-ish minutes. We will see how that goes. So everyone, let's get started, and good luck.
Yes.
Any questions? We have chat open. Please feel free to type your questions.
Before I start drawing, can you just, people who are present, can you please put in the chat, number 1, if you've never drawn Neurographica and you don't know how to draw Neurographic line and do rounding, because then I'll show you.
Yeah, I'm already getting some messages. Marie Scott says, NeuroTrees are lovely to draw. Thank you. Thank you, Marie. Yes, we love the trees. We are the two Russian souls that grew up in the forest of the Urals. Both Anna and I actually share the same geographic birth region. And yes, NeuroTree actually is a spiritual special object for me too. Just thinking about it.
So while I'm waiting for the answers, if you're a beginner of Neurographic or if you know how to do simple things, what we'll need for the class today is we'll need A4 format paper. Those who are not familiar with A4 format is, it's basically printer size paper. Also, we will need some markers. They can either be any type of calligraphy pens that you might have, or felt tips, as we call them in England. I think Crayola in America. Also, I'm a big fan of these art markers, the alcohol-based markers. They're great for coloring and for drawing lines. And another one of my favorites, my beloved text highlighters. So the more the better. So we will need, as I said, paper, various types of markers, and we will start drawing. Do we have any answers about if there are any beginners? Well, you're well prepared as well.
My favorite.
Gosh, that's very nice. Carandash is a very popular brand. I love Carandash. I've got a couple of sets of the pencils.
Maybe one day we have to do a bragging session so people can share what kind of brands they love and why.
Yes.
We have a lot of questions. People ask what's the best, but anything that makes color, gives color is good.
Yes. Oh, also, before I forget, we've created a special post on our in our web, the main page for Psychology of Creativity Institute. And when you draw your tree, please share your beautiful drawings there. We will really appreciate it, because it will be lovely to see your beautiful artworks.
And when you do, please do mention what part of the world you are coming from today, joining us, and what is your favorite tree?
Yes, thank you. So I think I haven't had any replies, but I'm going to literally take a couple of minutes just to show how to draw neurographic line and how we do rounding. I might disappear for a second while I rotate my camera, and I will reappear.
Yeah, and so hello from Argentina. Hello, hola. Algorithm through neurocolor. Yes, so who's your sister, please? Anastasia, what's her name? I forgot.
My sisters.
Yeah.
Serentiva.
People are asking, yes. So yes, so the questions are on YouTube. If we don't get to answer, we will check back with you guys. So let's just, I'm gonna disappear and let's do the NeuroTree. Okay.
Okay, before we start, I would like just to take a couple of minutes to show you how to draw neurographic line for those people who've never done Neurographica before, because it will stay as a recording on YouTube. So there might be people, who are just getting to know the method. So when you draw neurographic line is the line that does not repeat itself on any point of its journey, and it leads us to where we do not expect to see it. So when you draw a neurographic line, you need to experience resistance. And for example, normally, if I ask you to draw a line, it will be a line, straight line. Or if I say, oh, can you please do a wavy line? People will draw this. So these lines, you can see they repeat itself. So when we draw a neurographic line, try it now. You put the tip of the marker somewhere. And for example, I want to go up and I go down. I want to keep going down and I take it up. So this is the line that is unique in the way it kind of does repeat itself. So let me do another one. So we need to feel constant resistance when we draw this line. So something like this. These are the lines that we often see in nature, in the shapes of the clouds, when the sea comes onto the sand. They are very kind of natural and beautiful. So, but remember, you need to experience resistance when you draw one. So also the second important thing is when two lines meet, they create a corner. Corner in our psyche is a conflict. Because when we see shapes, like for example, imagine you're walking on the grass and you see something like this. If you step, you will hurt yourself. So our mind recoils from such images. So everywhere where lines cross, in Neurographica, we do rounding. Okay, so we get rid of the corners, and we create this beautiful rounding pattern that Neurographica is so famous for. Okay, just another something I wanted to mention, that Neurographica is a scientific and patented method of working with your mind. So we carry only instructors, official Neurographic instructors can use the word Neurographica in the title of their events. There's 3 different levels. So we have the basic use of Neurographica, who can use Neurographica for their own purpose. We have the level of the specialist, second level, which is a professional level. People who already have kind of existing professional practice, they can kind of learn a few models that they will be able to use with their clients. And the third level, which I would like you all to invite today, is the level of Neurographic instructor. And Neurographic instructors have the full command of all Neurographica tools, and they can use them. So they can literally, teach other people how to draw Neurographica. So this is just a little tutorial to show you how neurographic line is drawn, and also how we do rounding. So now we are actually going to move on to our main drawing and the NeuroTree of self-development. So we're all going to have the same topic. You learn the NeuroTree during the specialist course. And as I say, it's such a beautiful drawing, and literally everybody can resonate with it. Why? Because trees is something, it is a metaphorical kind of image. It is kind of archetypal image of our mind. We all know, tree of life, for example. There's in each culture, there is an image of trees, because trees used to give us lives, shelter, lives, fruit, etc. We used to kind of climb it in times of danger, etc. So actually, I'm going to swap the camera around because we are going, first of all, before we start drawing, we are going to do a little exercise. It's called Words in 2 minutes. So I'm going to time 2 minutes, and during these 2 minutes, please write down the areas where you would like sort of to develop further. Okay, so they can be anything in your life. For example, straight away when I think about my health, about my professional development, my creativity, etc. So you got the picture, because today it's NeuroTree, and we will try to develop as many areas, kickstart as many areas of our life as possible. So please write down NeuroTree of self-development and the date. I always like to date my drawings so I can see how they progress. And I'm going to time 2 minutes, and please write down words in 2 minutes, areas that you would like to develop. So the time starts now. Another minute, over a minute left. Okay, so the time stopped. Count how many words you've got and let us know in the chat. I've got 23 words. And so how many words do you have? So once you've counted how many words, look at your words. See if any words repeat themselves. For example, I have the word art twice, and I've got Neurographica twice. So once you analyze your words, what we're going to do now is we're going to basically either combine or divide those words into 8 categories. Maybe less, maybe 9. So I would imagine between 5 and 9. And I'm going to do exactly the same. Or maybe you can also find some words that kind of resonate with your self-development. So I'm looking at all my words. And my first category is health. Kind of health, fitness, all of this together. Second, I've got Neurographica. Then I have kind of relationships, family. Then I've got a category called money. I've got 3 words that describe the same principle in different ways. Number 5, I've got art, because I actually do painting. Apart from Neurographica, as I say, I'm an artist, so I paint, and I always want to develop that further. I've got education, another basically area. Number 7, I'm thinking it's between kind of holidays, vacations, but I'm going to call it adventures. Так, adventures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to do one more, which is going to be again, it's kind of career, I'll call it. Okay, so I've got 8 main categories that I would like to work on today. So unfortunately, I can't see your chat straight away, but if there's anything important, I'm sure I will get the message. So I am going to now swap the camera around, so I will disappear for a second, but I promise I will come back. There we go. So because we have only limited amounts of time, I'm going to take the A4 format paper, the printer size paper. We always draw NeuroTree in the vertical format. because NeuroTrees and trees, it's all about growth. It's all about kind of like almost the evolution of the human being. It's kind of, you know, the trees, they take all this energy from the roots and they grow upwards. So we draw NeuroTree from the bottom to the top as well. So, and I would like you just to roughly just take maybe a thin marker or a pencil. And well, first of all, because as I say, we have limited amount of time. So I would like to draw inside the frame. So I'll basically make my paper sort of slightly smaller. And so I'm gonna stand up because it's easier for me to do like this. And I'm going to create a slightly smaller frame. But if you want, you can just draw as, you know. It doesn't have to be particular, you know, straight or perfect. Literally anybody can draw Neurographica. And when the frame is not particularly straight, it gives you a certain uniqueness to your drawing as well. So I've got a frame here, and roughly you can kind of divide this picture inside into 3 parts, kind of roughly equal parts. So just here, probably even smaller, here and here. Okay, so 3 parts, because a good balanced tree, in order to grow upwards, it needs to have quite a developed root system. And actually the trees overall, they're kind of connected to 3 worlds. They're connected to our past in the roots, kind of our ancestry. Trunk is the present moment, kind of strength of our character, and crown, you know, the top, the leaves, it's all future potential, okay, and the future and our thinking. So how we draw a tree? In Neurographica, we say 1 line, 1 thought, and we start growing our tree from the bottom to the top. So I would like actually to start with 8 lines for each category. So my first category is health. So I start drawing the line, and it's going to be kind of my axis line and my middle line from the bottom, and I'm going to draw this kind of neurographic line and draw it upwards. So health. Second one, Neurographica. So I'm going to take the line, because we're creating roots, then the trunk, and then the crown. So Neurographica, it's this line here. Okay, I wrote all my categories at the back. That's why I keep turning it. My third line is going to be the relationships, my family life. So we're creating this line, so we're creating the shape, the beautiful shape of a strong tree. The next one is finances, money. So we draw the lines from the roots, and we grow our potential in this area upwards. And take your time, kind of connect with your body, connect with your emotions. Then I have art. Remember to breathe. If you want some water all of a sudden, have a sip. If you feel any tension, kind of move around, just get rid of the tension in your body. Next line for me is education. I've got adventures. career. Okay, so we have our tree. Look at it. How does it look like? If you have a big crown, not enough roots, add some roots. In fact, I'm looking at my roots and straight away I'm thinking about all the resources in the past that got me to this moment. So I would like to add another line to my root system, and it's going to be kind of potential from my ancestors on my mother's side. Because I'm remembering that one of the lines that I did is, for example, my health line. And I start, when you go to the past, I start thinking, what resources do I have? And I've got, quite a good genetic, basically, material. So if you want, if there's anything important, you literally create a circle here, which will signify that particular resource. I would like to do another line, and it is the potential from my dad's side. So again, I can in a way, create another circle, another resource, or you can just draw lines if that resonates with you the most. Okay, so look, make sure that your roots are quite strong, because without strong roots, you won't have a strong crown. The tree will not be able to support itself. So again, I'm think about each area that you would like to develop further. And for example, for me, Neurographica, and it is kind of connected with my education and with my career, and it is my experience, my education in Neurographica. So I if you want, you can even literally write it down, what's here. It's okay, you can literally take notes on your paper. So another one is that my life experience up to now. So I'm going now to keep quiet and just round things. Remember when I showed you how you do rounding? Because I don't want to put too many of your thoughts in your mind. We're all working with our own experiences, with our own things. But I would like to put another big circle here again, particular for my experience of working through things using Neurographica, using the method. I want to put another root here, just so I can take this energy and use it in the future. So I'm going over some lines. Where lines intersect, I do rounding. When we round things, we are creating, we're linking the thoughts together. We are creating new neural pathways. I really want this tree to be magnificent and beautiful. So I feel like I need another root here. Okay, so when we do everything, including rounding, we're still moving from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to the upwards towards the trunk of my tree. And this is the strength of our character in the trunk. When you start rounding your trunk, I would like you to think about the qualities that you possess, that can help you grow and self-develop. And again, you can kind of almost create another shape here, another circular shape. In the way you kind of emphasize those kind of qualities here. And you can, as I say, you can name them. Okay. So our trunk needs to be nice and thick and powerful to support everything. So I'm looking at it. I'm thinking that it's a bit narrow here. So I want to make it a bit more. A bit more steady. So I'm creating kind of another line. So what qualities do you have? What powers do you have? You know, what makes you different potentially? What are you proud of? Ask yourself, what are you proud of? For example, I'm proud of always finding solution to whatever life throws at me. And I must admit, Neurographica does help quite a lot because it's such an amazing way to literally, it just lends you solutions to some issues that might be bothering you for a while. So again, we're rounding, going upwards. So we looked at the roots, we looked at our resources, our experience, then we're going upwards. Again, keep thinking about all the special qualities that you have, the strength of your character. When were you proud of yourself? What did you do? Because often we tend to ignore our achievements. I'm gonna put a circle here because I've done something recently I'm really quite proud of. So we'll round everything so the energy can kind of flow freely upwards. Okay, so we worked on the trunk, so we're going towards the crown of the tree. And in the crown, we have kind of our thinking. So as you go and start rounding and adding more branches into your tree, so it looks nice and lush and abundant. Think about the areas, those areas of your life that you would like to see kind of results. For example, when it comes to health, it could be, I don't know, running a marathon. So my health was in the middle, and I don't want to run a marathon, but there's a couple of things I might like to achieve. So I do like body pump training with weights, so I want to achieve a certain weight. So as I'm thinking about that, and I am kind of drawing a line upwards. Okay, so there's something else, like a certain heart resting rate I would like to achieve. So I'm drawing another line and I'm rounding everything. Okay, when it comes to, for example, money, I've got certain guidelines for myself. So I'm gonna, draw another branch. And you know what? Another branch to support this branch. Okay, education. Or I want to do a couple of courses. that are already planned, because we never stop educating ourselves. And even now, you know, you are here, you're drawing NeuroTree, you're obviously following like the events of some people who draw Neurographica. And this is great because you are investing in your own education, you're investing in your own self-development. And I applaud you for that. Because, as I say, it's an amazing method. And if you really like it, you can literally, you know, learn and become an instructor yourself and share it with more people. Talking about Neurographica, yes, I would like one of the branches will be having a certain number of students in next year's instructor's course. Because one of the missions of that many people in the institute share and Pavel Piskarev shares is make our planet drawing Neurographica. So just to show this method to as many people as possible, so people draw Neurographica and literally become more fulfilled, less stressed because of it. Okay, so in terms of career, I have some goals. So I'm going to, you know, create another line, and that's it. I'm looking at, I've kind of covered everything. I'm just looking at my list. Oh, adventures. No, I must not forget adventures. Yep. I used to say holidays, but I don't anymore. Adventures, lives, fun things. So I would love to go to Japan. I would love to go to China. Yeah, so I'm looking at the list again. Oh, yeah. Help relationships, help my kids through school. My older daughter is having lots of exams soon. Okay, so once you've collected kind of this energy, how do you feel? I mean, I wish I could see the chats, but how do you feel now you've built your own tree? I feel so excited. I feel so inspired by just looking at it. And for you who are drawing at home, when you're ready, we can draw some fruit, because the tree needs to have enough nutrition, enough, you know, sunlight, enough everything to be able to, when it's high, you know, of goodness, it's ready to produce fruit. And fruit in our case, they are results of your labor, your plans. What do you want to achieve? And so what do I want? I've got a one large beginning of a fruit, and it is concerning kind of in my health area. So this is something that I would like to see. So when you're ready, draw some fruit. You can either just draw them or you can name them. Our mind likes concrete tasks. If you want a certain salary, put the number. You know, our mind likes to think, to have kind of like more concrete tasks. Okay, so this is my first fruit. I have another fruit here. It is family related to my kids. I've got 2 kids, so I've got a couple of fruit here. I've got another, I want another. Make them different sizes. You know, some small, some big. It always looks good when we have variety. Okay, I can name this fruit. Oh, there's another one. Again, you can see sometimes I just look at my tree and I kind of see the beginning of a shape. So Nothing is accidental. All of them are results of our mind. So I'm creating. Again, I'm naming it straight away. Okay, again, look at your list. Is there anything else? Oh yes, I would love to master something. As I said, I would like a certain amount, a certain amount of students studying to become Neurographica instructor next year, because our intake sort of grows every year, and it is wonderful to see, because to be honest, it's still not many people know about it, but it is, you know, such an amazing method that I think it needs to be shouted about from the rooftops. And please share this video with your friends and family. It would be wonderful if you could spread the word. Okay. And oh yes, another one. So I had 5 categories. How many? What did I forget? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, one more. What did I miss? Health, art, education, adventures. Oh yeah, career. Career. Yes, I've got a certain target I'm working towards, and this fruit will be about that. Okay, there we go. So we kind of finished the tree itself. Again, look at it. Do you want to add anything? I might just want to add another line here and here, because I've actually created quite a few branches. So my tree needs to be, you know, stable to support all this weight. Also, I recommend creating kind of your neurographic kind of line of the horizon just to ground our tree, so it doesn't hang in the air. So it sits, it's grounded, it stands firmly on the ground. Okay, so now we've done the tree. Now what I recommend, we have this empty space here on the side, but we never have empty spaces in our lives. They're always filled in with our family, friends, community, neighbors. So now let's connect our tree of self-development, our tree of potential, to other people. And how do we do that? I quite like taking a thinner marker. In this case, it's fine liner, and using Neurographic line, connect our tree to the environment. Can you see any shapes in the environment? I would like, another thing I would really like to add is just this kind of large shape at the background. So just here, you can call it sun or whatever it is, but I call it a big kind of universal resource, so to say, you know, universal support. This is something that is bigger than you. Again, we integrated with the whole drawing. In Neurographica, everything is connected. We don't have any kind of elements that are on their own. If you see something's on their own, it's something else. I don't know, neurotangle, doodling. There's quite a lot of doodling on the internet. So in Neurographica, everything is connected, integrated, just like we are. As I say, I'm kind of going over integrating this shape of, let's call it universal support, or you can call it sun, and connect it to our tree. And just kind of feel how it gives us warmth and support and possibly purpose. Maybe some of you had a massive insight. As I say, we all come here with a massive potential. And we, all of us, all human beings, kind of want to fulfill it. Okay, so connecting, keep connecting my tree. To the outside world, to other people, to communities, to friends. It is about sharing our potential, sharing our achievements with our nearest and dearest, and just wider, wider community. If you're drawing about Neurographic, it is sharing the method with everybody, with people around it, so other people can benefit it. Okay, so now we are going to another fun part. I actually think all the parts are fun when you draw, when you draw NeuroTree. But a lot of people love doing. It's called it's called archetyping, but a lot of people call it just coloring. So, depending on your preferred media for coloring things, I am actually going to go for pencils, I've decided. So I'm going to use pencils today. And but you can use, text highlighters always look amazing. They are slightly overlooked, but they create such a vibrancy in the drawing. It's a very beautiful, try it. If you've never tried it, please try it. It's not just for during like Sunday school Bible studies. It's also a fun medium to draw and to color. I love pencils, so I'm going to use pencils today. And when we do archetype and when we color, we also start and we go from the bottom towards the top, and we kind of carry this color through the tree. By the way, it doesn't have to be brown and green, and fruit or apples, they're red. You can pick any colors that you like. So I want to use this fabulous turquoisey colors, and I start coloring, as I say, from the bottom going upwards, carrying this wonderful, each color has energy, so I'm carrying this wonderful turquoise energy upwards and feeding my tree with it. Okay, I want some on the other side. I just absolutely love it, how it looks. Don't worry, just leave your kind of beliefs, what kind of tree, how it needs to look like. you know what color it should be. Don't worry about it. Just pick whichever colors that resonate with you and use those. Lovely, love that blue tree. Reminds me of Avatar. Remember in Avatar, they have this fabulous tree of souls. I want to add a bit of pink, is very much a love color for me. So I'm going to add a little bit of love to my tree. I think whatever we need to do in life, we need to do it with love. So again, I'm going upwards. And I'm gonna straight away kind of want to give this part a bit of pink as well. A little bit more pink on the other side. Pick what, as I say, pick whatever colors that you like, that, you know, kind of correspond to your idea of self-development, or colors that just make you happy. So again, try to go from the bottom to the top. There we go, it's quite nice pastel colors. Now I would really like some green, so I'm looking for appropriate green. And you can leave, by the way, some areas white. White is also a color. Don't feel like you need to color everything on your page, on your paper. I quite like mixing colors, so I feel quite happy going over. I really look forward to seeing your drawings, so please share your beautiful art, as I said, on our Facebook page. That would be fantastic. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe it might take you a bit longer to finish it, don't worry. Okay. The rule of archetyping, by the way, when we color Neurographica, Neurographica is all about integration. So when we color, we unite at least 2 sections with the same color. So for example, this is, I'm just doing this section and this section together. And these 2 together. A few fruit, I would like to make it kind of red, to get a bit of fire and passion to some of the fruit. This one, and go, looking at the drawing. And I really need some yellow. So, and when I work with yellow, I'm actually going to I'm working quite fast because I know that we're limited by time. But later on tonight, I'm going to sit down and work a little bit more on my drawing. And I really want some yellow here. So we're working with the background as well. So I'm going to make this, as I say, universal support, this kind of power sources, yellow as well. And what color would you like to use for your background? I might use actually kind of lilac-y, purpley color. Lovely. I quite like actually the combination of yellow and purple. It's beautiful. So if anyone has any questions about, the courses, the instructor's course, please send us a message to the Institute on the Facebook page, and we will reply to you. It will be lovely to have you as our colleagues. Okay, so I am almost finished with the color. It gives me a lovely feeling using these colors. They're just wonderful. This is probably the first tree where I used this type of combination. It's almost it's got kind of nice twilighty atmosphere. I quite like that. That's unusual. Makes me think, what if it is not? What if it's not sun? What if it is a moon? And yeah, so all these different ideas are in my head. It's literally I can't even I will think about it later. So next stage, we are going to create so-called we call them field lines. But again, the field lines, they're this kind of thick lines that start the flow. And in a way, I quite like calling them support lines, because this is us kind of letting go and asking the support from the universe to support our growth, to support our development. So take a thicker marker. I'm going to use this brush pen, and the field lines, they go from the bottom towards the top. If you ask me how many field lines, I would say do as many as you feel will help you solve your topic. Well, definitely more than one. So I can see, and in a way, this is, I think this is my original line when I started drawing. Is it the original line? So, well, actually, I'm going to do this one first. And these field lines, they originate beyond paper. So just to show it as an example, they kind of start before this frame. And they go beyond our frame as well. So this is my first line. In fact, I want to make it thicker and just completely remove these little details. Another line is going to go here. And these are the lines, by the way, they go through the whole drawing. And another line is this one. You can see some of the lines, they kind of call out for you, they tell you what they are. Okay, so this is my third line, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. I quite like the 3 lines. And now we need, at the end of the day, we need to create an affixing in our drawing. And if you look at any pieces of art, academic drawings, paintings, etc., any artist will always look at something, at the main basically feature on the painting, on the drawing. And we do it in the same way. So look at this drawing as a whole, and what element kind of resonates with you? What element would you like to make it your main element? Is it one of the fruits? Is it one of the resources? Is that kind of something in the background? What is there for you that, you know, when you were drawing it, when you were working in it, gave you the biggest kind of impression? I need to stand up and look at it. And I'm torn because these are such different kind of areas of my life, and they're all very important. So I find it quite difficult to pick. But I need to pick something. We all need to pick something. So I might actually pick this circle, this resource, this universal support, something bigger than me. And in a way, it kind of corresponds with my belief that, you know, that there is always support if you seek it. So I'm going to, controversially, not pick any element from the tree, but I'm going to pick this big resource as my affixing, as my emphasis. So, but it's me. For you, you can pick whatever else. Maybe you've realized that there's something there at the moment that is very valuable, something important for you, or it is, you know, one of the fruits that really call out, one of the sort of results that you would like to see in your life. They're the most important thing. For me, as I say, it is that resource, but also concentrating on the now as well, because the affixing kind of, it is about the trunk, it is about what I have at the moment. For me, it is about enjoying what I have, enjoying life, and just there is support. So that's that's a big affixing. There's quite a lot of insights. So how do we do affixing? It is, we take quite a thick marker as well, and we just basically create a thick line around that shape. So I'm going over. When we do fixing, we always neurograph, but these are all details that you learn at the basic user course. Yeah, so this is my fixing. I will make sure that it's all nicely integrated, because when we create these kind of the field lines and they intersect with thinner lines over here, they always create some angles, some intersections, and we need to round everything. But because we're running out of time, I'm going to wish you luck with all this rounding intersections. And once you're done, as I say, please show your beautiful drawings, and please share your art, and please share our webpage. Share the method, what an amazing method it is, with your nearest and dearest, with your friends, with the community. Because it is, you know, such a simple and accessible graphical art of literally of describing the world. It is easy to learn, and it is so amazing to do. So I'm gonna swap my camera around so you can see my face now. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that I inspired you. I hope now that you will be again inspired to draw Neurographica. You will come and join us at the instructor's course, or you start your journey at the basics, etc. So please share your drawings on our webpage, and in your community, and tag the institute and tag me if you like as well.